and welcome in your Coach Dev Academy Lab Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for Seamlessly, and today we are on Hockenheimring for the week 8 of the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge. As you can see, we're using the BMW M4 GT4 Evo. As usual, first I show you the hot lap, and then we see the different points you have to know for this week 8. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so here we go for the lap around Hockenheim. So we just crossed the start finish line, and then we are straight away just a few meters after the start finish line heading into turn 1. So things to do is just to stay all the way to the left, then just get on the curb. So as you can see, getting on the curb, and then pretty much when I'm in the middle of the two boards, the 50 and the 100, so I would say maybe around the 60, the front of the car at 60, I would say. Maybe I have better, yeah, if I have a better angle, maybe when I'm at 60 or something, just starting to get on the brake. As you can see, off throttle, going on the brake, and then I'm just starting to turn to the right. So as you can see, turning to the right, then I'm slowly releasing, like I'm braking. I'm not braking quite a lot, I would say, if I'm showing to you the delta lap. So let me show you this delta lap. So yeah, actually not braking that much, I would say. As you can see, just a peak when the car is straight, but then as soon as I'm really getting into the corner, I'm slowly releasing the throttle until I'm getting into the apex. So yeah, just releasing the throttle, going on the brake quite a lot when the car is straight. I mean, quite a lot, at least peak braking when the car is on the curb and straight, and then when I'm starting to turn to the right, just releasing the brake, trying to make sure I'm not too wide, I would say, on the sausage curb, because if I'm going too wide, so basically if I'm putting the right wheels like a bit more into the curb, I would say, because actually by taking the curb like this, I'm just almost using the edge of the curb, even if, as you can see, the car will make quite a big jump, I would say. Could do better, of course, because you would like to put the right wheels, and I don't know if I've done a lap like this on that stint, maybe. Yeah, just like this. Ideally, as you can see, the lap is the same. Just made a mistake, a small mistake into the hairpin on the second lap, but yeah, if you take, it's the same laps. Just third sector was a bit better into this one, so that's why I topped the session. But yeah, if you take the first lap of the run, you can see this is an example of the perfect turn 1. Just put the right wheels on the very edge of the sausage, so basically you don't really feel much about the first run on the sausage, and you don't take the exit of the sausage, so it doesn't make the car bounce at all. So it's really perfect to go that way because the car doesn't move on the exit, so you can, as you can see, run flat out on the exit. Maybe a bit of lift when I'm getting close, but I don't because the line was perfect. So if I do it like full speed, as you can see, the car doesn't move at all, and yeah, it's perfect. I'm not going too wide. In that case, as you can see, I'm taking the sausage. Wait, no, it was the first lap again, I believe. If we're doing this again. As you can see, the car jumps, so I need to delay a bit on the exit because of the jump. It makes the car understeer a bit, and at that time, I need to be off throttle. So yeah, same lap time, but there are maybe a few differences. I think from there, the lap is going to be pretty nice. Maybe not ideal airpit, but we can see that, of course, once again on this 722, the first lap. So yeah, out of T1. So then we are heading into turn 2. Just looking at the exit road on the left, just before the 100 board. Then when I'm getting close of this exit road, just jumping on the brake. Like I said in the few lap guides before with this car, you can just go full brake on this car because it doesn't feel too bad actually on the ABS. So yeah, if we are checking that on Delta, as you can see, full braking until I'm really turning in. So as you can see, I'm releasing really quickly the brake because this is where it gets the rotation to the car. So you need to release the brake really quickly, but at the same time you need to release really quickly, but you have to keep a bit of braking when you are on the apex, because of course if you're releasing completely the brake, then the car will just spin. So yeah, you need to keep a tiny bit of braking. So you really release the brake, and then you keep a little, just a tiny bit of braking. So if we see that on the sim, just braking before the exit road on the left, 100% on the brake, then 50 board on the left, turning in to the right, releasing really suddenly the brake. And as you can see, I just keep a tiny bit of brake to keep the car a bit stable, and then I go on throttle, just going back on throttle when I'm into the corner on the apex, just trying to make sure I'm not going too deep on throttle, because of course if I'm going too aggressively on throttle, I will just get some oversteer. So yeah, and basically getting oversteer there is just a nightmare because you have the long straight after that, so you can lose a lot of time. So yeah, then as you can see on the exit, just trying to quickly open the steering. Steering is open, full throttle, getting the curb on the left, and then we do the long run through this straight. So yeah, nothing to really worry about on the straight. Of course, just stay to the left to shorten the distance, but yeah, like I said, very long distance until this hairpin. So yeah, if you basically compromise the exit of the turn 2 and turn 3 at the same time, the left one, then yeah, you can lose quite a lot just before the hairpin. So yeah, arriving at the hairpin, so the braking will be the same, just going to go fully on the brake. I do the same, I release the brake, so just before the beginning of the curb. So it's just pretty much between the 150 and the beginning of the curb that I'm where I'm starting to brake actually. As you can see, getting past the 150 just before the beginning of the curb should begin like maybe right there. So yeah, just a bit before going on the brake, fully on the brake. I will drop to second, I believe, for this one. I think I dropped to second. Yeah, dropping to second, going into the corner. As you can see, releasing the brakes, of course. As you can see, I'm a bit far away and I'm going a bit wide too early. So if I think the first lap was better about the hairpin, it's great because you see you have two examples of what to do and what to avoid as well, even if the lap time is the same. But yeah, in this example, I'm much closer to the white line, as you can see. I think I braked a bit too late actually. So yeah, it's not a matter of meter. It's maybe just a few centimeters, or maybe just 1.5 meter that made that difference. But yeah, at the end, as you can see, this line is much better. Maybe I enter the corner a bit later this time, so then I could just do have a sort of late apex. So as you can see, I'm almost having a late apex for this one, much closer to the inside, so I basically reduce the distance, and then by entering a bit wider the corner, then I can have the steering open, I would say, a bit earlier, and then I can go stronger run power on the exit. So yeah, this was another example of the hairpin. So yeah, now getting through turn 2, turn 3, heading into the hairpin. So as you can see, just a tiny bit wide, and this what caused me to lose some time. I hope it's the right lap. Yeah, it's the right lap. So yeah, as you can see, a bit wide, and then I guess at that point I should have been more on throttle, and at that time I should have been full throttle. So yeah, I lost a bit of time. Yeah, as you can see, I lost quite a bit of time. It's compared to the optimal. The optimal is not accurate because the outlap has a lot of grip, so you can never match actually the optimal. But yeah, that's why the difference is so big. So yeah. Then getting out of this hairpin, and then we are going through this kink. So as you can see, we cut a bit of grass on the inside, but yeah, nothing to really worry about. Now we are focusing on this corner. So basically just going to the right, and then just maybe 1 meter, 1.5 or 2 meters before the end of this curb, I'm just slamming the brake. So as you can see, I just slammed the brake. As you can see, same as usual, same as T1 pretty much, because if you see, the shape is almost the same actually. It just the turn is in the opposite direction, because of course you turn to the right, but this time you turn to the left. It's almost the same corner, but the opposite. So that's why the brake curve is almost the same, because the corners are quite identical. So yeah, even maybe the speed is quite the same, because we are reaching maybe 85 kph close, and into this one it's yeah 85. So it's almost the same kind of corner. So same, it's a third gear corner, so you don't drop to second. The only place you drop to second anyway is the hairpin, and yeah, it's not really often you drop to second, to be fair, with the M4. So yeah, then getting past the 50, releasing the brake, turning to the left, trying to make sure, of course, you avoid that sausage curb on the inside, because as you're experienced maybe, or as you probably know, or yeah, from what I experienced as well, it's not good at all to take the big curbs, I would say, with the M4. Maybe even the tiny ones, the maybe the smaller sausage curbs are not even great. But yeah, on big ones like that, yeah, it's definitely not the way to go. The car remains too long in the air. So yeah, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's the way the car behaves, but yeah, it feels a bit strange. So yeah, no matter what, in any car you will avoid them. So yeah, it's not really a question of driving the M4, driving the AMG, driving the Porsche. All the time you're going to try to avoid them. So yeah, when you can, just better to avoid them. So as you can see, just releasing the brake, and then once I'm on the apex, just going back on throttle, trying to make sure I'm not going too wide, because as you can see, I need to quickly go to the left. Yeah, I need to, yeah, as you can see, you need to quickly go to the left, because you wanna ride the curb, so then you can go to the right. So basically, by just going on the curb on the left there, it gives you a better angle to approach this right one, where you need to get a lot of curb on the inside. So yeah, if you rise with too much steering angle, at the same time clip the curb, most of the time it doesn't end really well. So yeah, but first, out of this one, as you can see, I'm being patient before I'm going full throttle. I'm just waiting until the car is on the right position on the inside. So then basically I'm waiting because I don't want to go too wide. So basically when you feel that the car has the grip and you can turn to the left without having too much wheel spin, I would say, then at that time I know that I can go full throttle, go to the left, ride the curb, and then once I'm on the curb, like just like right there, just in the middle of this small left one. I don't know if this count really as a corner, but once I'm in the middle of this one, then I'm starting to steer to the right. I will just release the throttle. I'm not going to go on the brake, just releasing the throttle with fourth gear. Just for this one, just make sure you can enter quite early into the into this one, so then you can make sure you are not getting back on track and having to cross the middle of the like rejoining the track by crossing the middle of the curb. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but for example, if I'm rejoining the track right there, I will get the big part of the curb, so it's not going to be flat and the car will make a bounce. At least it will jump. If I'm rejoining later, the curb is more flat, I would say. If you look at this, the curb is more flat than there. The curb is bigger. And you can see that, I guess, like this. Yeah, I think you can see the difference. Like there, you can see bigger shadow. It's a bit more dark, so I guess it's bigger. If you rejoin, like right there, you can see less shadow, so the curb is at least not is smaller. So yeah, it's shorter, I guess. So yeah, this is why you need to wait and be patient out of this one, because then if you are getting out of the curb or getting out of the inside of the corner too early, then you will get the big edge of the curb, and then it will make you almost get out of the racing line, and it will make the car bounce, or bounce or jump. So yeah. So out of this one, fully on throttle, trying to make sure I'm not putting too much steering angle, otherwise I will just lose a bit of balance with the car. So yeah. Then as you can see, going quite wide, just trying to not cross the curb. I don't know if it makes any difference pace wise, but yeah, I just prefer to not rejoin until I make sure I'm not crossing the curb. So yeah, as you can see. Then for this right one, just waiting. I don't know if you can see it, but you see the line goes to the right, and then it goes back to the center, I would say, or it goes back straight. So just at that point, this is the place where I'm going to brake and turn in. So as you can see, this place. So when I'm getting close of this place, I know that I need to release the throttle, turn to the right, and then shortly after that, go on the brake. So yeah, this is the reference I'm using. I don't know if it's really easy for you on the lap guide to see that. Maybe it's going to be easier if, for example, you do a lap and try to figure out that reference point I'm using into this one, because actually you don't have any boards on the left and the right. You don't have any pole or marshal post or cones or flags or whatever. So yeah, this is the only thing I found really to time to really know which place to use to time my turning inputs, releasing throttle and going on the brake. So yeah, when I'm reaching this place, as you can see, turning to the right, going on the brake, I'm not going braking so deep, I guess, for this one. It's just about 50% or so, just a bit more than 50%. So it's not that much. It's just about slowing down the car on the entry, and then it's mostly about getting the rotation. So yeah, it's not like yeah, those slow corners. I mean, so far we just went through slow corners because of course the T1 is quite quick. I mean, it's It's almost the same as well, actually, because if you look at the speed, I guess it's almost the same. 146. It should be a lot faster for this one, but yeah, the shape of the corner is quite the same. So yeah, because at the end of the day, if you look like this, the corner looks sharper, but you can go much wider. So yeah, but anyway, for this one, the right one, just close next to the Porsche Center. It's a 4 gear corner, so 4 gear corner, so no need to drop to. Wait, I might get using fifth or fourth. No, I'm using fourth. So yeah, don't drop to third because you will lose time by using. I don't think you can use third anyway. No, never mind. I was thinking about the Porsche. Yeah, don't choose fifth. In the Porsche, for example, you will stay with fourth. We won't drop to third. So yeah, that's why I was confused. Yeah. With the M4, I tried to do the same, stay with the higher gear, but it doesn't work, especially on the exit. Mid corner, it's fine, but on the exit, it doesn't work because you will lose too much time. So yeah, I think fourth gear is the way to go. With the Porsche and the AMG, you will try to stay with the higher gear, so you won't drop to third. You will say with fourth. So yeah, maybe it gives you a bit less rotation mid corner, but at the end on the exit you will straight away feel that you will carry more speed into the corner because by um, the downshifting you will lose time because of the downshift. So yeah. So back into this corner, releasing the throttle, going on the brake, and then just before going on this curb, as you can see, I'm using a lot of curb for this corner. Gives you a bit of rotation, so it's really useful, as you can see. Keeping the left wheels off the curb, but the car is almost all the way on the curb on the inside. And yeah, going on throttle, once I'm off the curb, going fully on throttle, trying to make sure I'm not going too wide. As you can see, I'm using all of the track on the exit. Then we are going into the arena. I think it's called the arena. Just braking before the beginning of the curb, so it's maybe 55 meter or so, I guess. Braking, as you will see, fully, almost fully, I think. Yeah, I'm not braking fully, but yeah, it's not far away from being fully. So yeah, 95% peak, so maybe a bit later into the corner. So yeah, maybe it's the only corner actually. Usually you brake more on the entry or at the beginning of the braking, but yeah, I think this time I'm all the time doing the same. Yeah, it's not the same actually. So maybe I made it a bit different on this lap, but yeah, if I'm checking another lap, maybe they were quite consistent as well. Yeah, maybe it was just I had a bit of a moment, or maybe I noticed I braked a bit early, so that's why I released for. Yeah, I did the same there. So yeah, um, up to you. As you can see, I'm not braking fully anyway. I'm braking full actually, but yeah, between 100% and I guess 95, it's quite okay. Last sector was really quick. I think the last sector starts from the braking zone actually right there. So yeah, I would maybe trust a bit more this lap than the others because this was the fastest by far last sector. So yeah. Anyway, just braking a bit before the 50, going quite deep on the braking, even deeper when I'm getting into the corner, and then once the car is settled on the inside and as the grip, doesn't feel like the car is going to get pushed off the line and carry get some understeer. Then I just release the brake, as you can see, slowly, and then I just build up the momentum on throttle, trying to be really patient. As you can see, I'm not going too quick on the throttle on the exit. I'm really building the throttle compared to other corners where I'm just going really quick on throttle. This time you can really notice the difference. I'm really taking my time, especially um never mind, it was this one, especially from 70% or so until 100%. You can really see how much time I'm taking. I'm just waiting until the steering is back to the center, actually, if you see. So when the car is back to the center, I'm just going full throttle. If you are into this one, you're using, third into this one, then you're putting force just between the exit of this and the kink. I mean, the left and right. So the pith path, I will call it like that. So yeah. Then using all of the curb, going back to the left, going across the curb. So I'm using everything I can. So I'm not leaving any room. Just using everything, as you can see. Just trying to make sure I'm not getting the curb as well when I'm going back on track, because as you can see, the edge of the car can make the car jump a bit and make it a bit unstable. So yeah, when you are crossing like that, you just make sure to not rejoin the track by crossing the curb. So yeah, very important. Then as you can see, trying to make sure I'm not going too deep to the right, because I will go quite wide on the entry. So as you can see, just braking on top of the crest, and then as you can see, just going into the second half of the track. So if you draw a line in the middle of the track, I would be in the left half. Maybe it's better to see it like that, but yeah, if you draw a line like this, I'm in the middle of the left part pretty much. So yeah. So like I said, when I'm on top of the crest, just right there, just going on the, I mean, you can see that it start to make a sort of descent, like it's going a bit downhill in that part. So yeah, when I'm on top, just right there, yeah, just going on the brake. I'm not braking so deep for the for this one actually. Yeah, it's less than 50%. It's, you don't really have to slow down massively the car. You need to slow down a little bit, but it's mainly about getting the rotation for this one. It's not really about slamming the brake, because then you don't get rotation. It's really about slowing down a bit the car. And as you can see, I'm just playing a bit with the brakes to get that rotation and get past the first right one. So then I can just play with throttle for the last corner. So yeah, as you can see, releasing the throttle, of course, releasing the throttle just before the crest, going on the brake, trying to hold the brake to get the rotation, still with fourth gear, getting the curb on the inside, and then once I'm on the curb, right now, just going on the brake, and then as you can see, I'm doing a massive work on the on throttle. So yeah, as you can see, going a bit deeper on throttle, so then I can bring the car to the left, so to the outside, so then I can have a good angle for the last corner, and then just releasing a bit the throttle to get the rotation of the car, to get the rotation. And of course, because if I keep going on throttle, I will just get on the steer and overshoot the corner. So yeah, need to release the throttle, so then the car slows down a tiny bit, and then it gets the grip, and then you go back on throttle. So yeah, it's just about throttle on the last corner. So as you can see, on throttle, putting the car on the left wheels, on the left side of the red sausage curb, on the left of the blue and white curb, just trying to make sure I'm not rejoining too early. So basically not crossing back the red, but even if you do that, I think you will turn in too early. So yeah, and then once I'm off this curb, just releasing a bit the throttle to get the rotation on the entry, get the grip, and not going too quick into the corner. And as you can see, going back on throttle, trying to make sure I'm going as deep as I can on the inside. So I'm using a lot of track on the inside, putting the right wheels almost on the grass. I mean, the front right is pretty much on the grass, and the same few centimeters on the rear right. And yeah, then just trying to make sure I can open the steering as much as I can before crossing the curb. This time you cannot really avoid it, to be fair, because if you manage to avoid the curb, this means probably that you missed a bit of corner speed. So yeah, then as you can see, just trying to open the steering, you can really see that I'm doing the work of getting back the steering to the center. So even if it's you cannot really bring back the steering completely to the center, because then this mean this means you will go into the tire wall. But yeah, as you can see, really the work on the steering wheel. Then same for the exit. Just use as much track as you can. And yeah, we're done for the lap around Hockenheim. Alright everyone, so we're done for today. That was the week 8 lap guide of the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge with the M4 GT4 Evo around Hockenheim. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dev Academy channel and join the Discord server if you have any questions about all the work we are offering. And yeah, I see you for week 9. See you next time. Bye bye.